Yo, what's up, people? Today we're gonna be watching every version of Messi explained in 9 minutes. So yeah, man, I saw Messi won the Golden Boot in the MLS. He's the top goal scorer. I saw, his goals, his goal catalog in that entire MLS tournament. Then he was just killing it. All those goals were nasty. I think he only had like 2 penalties. No, 2 free kicks, 1 penalty, and the rest of them were just bangers, bang after banger, from long ranges to him dribbling defenses. So I figured, today it's time to pay some respect to the GOAT. Yes, I said the GOAT, no CR7 fans are allowed on this video. If you're a CR7 fan, you can click off the video, it's fine. But here, we only appreciate ballers, Nah, I'm joking. CR7 is a baller, but it's all about Messi today, So yeah, man, I'm seeing the pictures here. Teenage prodigy, false 9 era, playmaker prime, Captain Messi, world champion, and global icon. My favorite version out of all these versions of Messi was this one here, Captain Messi. This one, this guy here. I don't know if you see it. I don't know how it's gonna look on screen, but yeah, or maybe I should move. Wait, there we go. This version here. See this version of Messi? He was a joke. We call this guy Slave Messi. He was alone. All the ballers were going out the team. It was just him carrying Barcelona all the way. They won Copa del Rey, I think, and the league, but they were constantly getting beaten in the Champions League, And I honestly think that's the version of Messi that was underappreciated or underrated. But yeah, man, longest intro. Let me just get to it.
Teenage prodigy. When Lionel Messi first stepped onto a football pitch for Barcelona, he looked like a kid who didn't belong. He was small, quiet, and almost invisible until the ball touched his feet. In that instant, everything changed. He didn't just move, he glided. Defenders twice his size couldn't stop him. He'd weave through spaces that didn't exist, turning impossible runs into goals. Messi was born in Rosario, Argentina. As a child, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone problem that stopped him from growing normally. Most clubs...
And then Barcelona injected steroids in his leg. The cheating hormones. You see, this is why I say Barcelona should be investigated for corruption. All these stories, these vague stories about his childhood and what, and all these injections he got and yada, yada, yada. We need to investigate these guys. They've been cheating for decades and decades. But yeah, man, let me just get to it.
Saw him as too small to succeed, but when Barcelona saw his talent, they took a risk, offering to pay for his medical treatment and bring...
At the age of 11, Lionel Messi was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency and stopped growing at 4'8". When he signed with FC Barcelona at the age of 13, they offered to pay for his daily treatment, and he ultimately grew to be 5'7". So from the get-go, we are cheating. But you know what? I'm gonna let it slide.
To pay for his medical treatment and bringing him to Spain at just 13 years old. That decision would change football forever. Under coach Frank Rijkaard, Messi started playing with legends like Ronaldinho and Eto'o. He was still a teenager, but he didn't play like one. He had lightning speed, close control, and bravery that made him unstoppable. He'd take on defenders without fear, running straight at them with pure confidence and joy. Then came the goal that shocked the world.
But honestly speaking, Barcelona's scouts, they've always been brilliant. I mean, where do you find such a player? Where do you find such a player? Why don't Madrid find such players? I know scouting talent and recruiting from the academy has never been a Madrid thing. We've always looked at already made players and then we made them Galacticos, but no, man. I also want to find these kids, man. That sounds crazy. But yeah.
In 2007, against Getafe, Messi picked up the ball in his own half, ran past 6 players, rounded the goalkeeper, and scored, almost identical to Maradona's famous World Cup goal. From that day, people called him the mini Maradona. But Messi wasn't trying to be anyone else. He was becoming himself. This was the raw, fearless version of Messi, all instinct, energy, and imagination. Every time he played, he looked like a kid chasing a dream, and somehow, he made the dream real. This was where it all began, the teenage prodigy who would go on to change football forever. False 9 era. After a few...
See this one here? This version of Messi here. This is what made him the GOAT. Right here. This version of Messi will never be forgotten. This is the coldest footballer. This is the coldest prime, let me say, of a footballer ever. This guy here he was unplayable. And the fact that he had Xavi and Iniesta to link up with him, Dani Alves as well, you know, they had that chemistry on the wing. That whole Barca team basically was stacked. The fact that they all built around him, they all focused on him, and he was their leader. Nah, this version was cold. This is the best Messi here.
Seasons of raw magic, Messi was about to evolve into something the world had never seen before. When Pep Guardiola became Barcelona's manager in 2008, he looked at Messi and saw not just a winger or striker, but the key to reinventing football itself. He gave Messi...
And I think around this time, he was on those Pro Evolution Soccer covers. I had Pro Evolution 11. He was on the cover, but I think he was also on 10 and 12. There was just a streak of him being on the cover. He was like their main guy, and he was killing it. Killing it.
A new role, one that didn't even have a name back then. He told him to play as a false 9. Normally, the number 9 is a striker who stays up front, waiting for chances to score. But Pep asked Messi to do the opposite, to drop deep into midfield, to move into empty spaces, and to confuse defenders who didn't know whether to follow him or stay back. It was a small tactical change, but it broke football. When Messi drifted away from the defenders, they panicked. If they followed him, space opened up behind them.
Look at this picture. Look at this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Khedira at the back. 5. All these guys couldn't stop him. And I'm sure Madrid won this game because judging by the kit, this was 2012. And I remember CR7 doing that at the Camp Nou. So yeah, I'm sure we won this game. But no, this version of Messi,
for his teammates to run into. If they stayed still, Messi had time to create or score himself. Either way, he won. This version of Messi was unstoppable. He was faster, sharper, and more intelligent than ever. He would link up perfectly with Xavi and Iniesta. Short passes, quick movement, total control. Barcelona's tiki-taka football became famous worldwide, and Messi was the heart.
And what made them dangerous is the fact that no one saw themselves as like a superstar. They were all just a team, a cohesive team. Every decision they made was for the betterment of the team. No one had an ego. No one felt like they were the main man, even though Messi wasn't the main man, but he didn't like make it as loud. He wasn't as loud as like your CR7 who told everyone and made sure we all knew that he was the main guy for Real Madrid. Messi was just quiet with it, and he also allowed other teammates to shine. Through balls he was playing to his teammates, the link-up play, the 1-2s, it was crazy. And then when you least expect it, he just drives in, and you can't stop it. You can't stop it.
Between 2009 and 2012,
Crazy.
He won almost everything. Multiple league titles, 2 Champions Leagues, and every individual award possible. In 2000,
I'm sure by that time he had like 4 Ballon d'Ors already, 4 or 5 if I'm not mistaken. And he was just like 24 or 25, but he was young.
2012 alone, he
Look at this. 91 goals in a calendar year. In 2012, 91 goals. And my favorite goal out of this catalog, I remember it was the game against Sevilla where he just nutmegged some defender and then lobbed it over the keeper with his left foot. Crazy goal.
scored 91 goals, the most ever by a single player in 1 year. But beyond the records, it was the feeling he gave fans. Every time he touched the ball, it felt like something magical could happen. This was Messi at his most explosive, confident, ruthless, and creative. The false 9 era wasn't just a change in position, it was the birth of football's most dominant version of Lionel Messi. Playmaker Prime. By 2013,
yeah, you see this version here, yes, sure, he was still scoring a lot of goals, but it wasn't as much as the dominant Messi. But his playmaking, man, I don't even think, okay, maybe statistically it was his prime in terms of playmaking, but I don't think the difference is that big compared to his other versions, you know, because he's always been a playmaker. And playing in Barcelona, I mean, it allows you to be a playmaker. But I think maybe statistically, yeah, it was his best version. But still, though, cold football.
Messi had already broken records, lifted trophies, and changed how football was played. But instead of slowing down, he transformed again. This time, Messi...
One thing we have to respect about this guy is the hunger he still had after Pep Guardiola left, because he could have just easily relaxed because he had won so much, achieved so much, broken so many records. But then for him, it wasn't enough. He was still pushing himself to go even further. And this is my knock against players like Ronaldinho and Ronaldo And I'm not talking about CR7, I'm talking about like the original Ronaldo. Even though I didn't watch them as much because I was like young, but when you look at their career overall, it just looks like they had like a peak and then it dipped. Whereas Messi, it was constant valleys and peaks, you know. So you have to give this guy respect. Even CR7, even though he's not my favorite type of player, you know, he's always been more focused on goals, but you have to respect him being consistent with the goals. You know, it's not easy, 100% not easy. And the fact that he's about to be, okay, he is at the moment the guy who scored the most goals, but he's about to be the first guy to score 1,000 goals. It's crazy on its own.
He became the creator, a playmaker, someone who didn't just score goals, he made them happen. When Neymar and Luis Suarez arrived at Barcelona, the team suddenly had 3 superstars in attack. But rather than compete, Messi adapted. He dropped deeper on the right side, letting the others run ahead while he pulled the strings. From there, he could see the whole pitch. He'd stop, look up, and with one perfect pass, slice through 5 defenders like they weren't even there.
And shout out to Luis Suarez. That whole MSN era, when it was still happening, there was a time where Suarez, I honestly feel, should have won the Ballon d'Or because he was like performing and the goals he was scoring, they were ridiculous. I think he had about 50 something goals for Barcelona that season, or maybe it was a calendar year, I'm not sure, but I remember it was a ridiculous amount of goals and he was like winning trebles and all these trophies, you know. So yeah, man, I honestly feel like he should have won at least one around that time. But hey, man, Messi was on another level as well because the things he was doing. And look at these boots. I had these boots. I don't know where they are at the moment, but these were my soccer boots back in the day. The Adidas, I don't even remember what they're called, but yeah, cold.
It looked simple. It wasn't. Messi's passes were like puzzles no one else could solve. He'd disguise them, wait a heartbeat, then release the ball at the exact second a gap appeared. And when he wasn't creating, he was still scoring, curling free kicks into the top corner, dribbling past defenders who already knew what was coming but still couldn't stop it.
Look at Pepe, man. He looks like he's swimming. Swimming on grass. You're making a man with children look like a complete idiot in front of everybody. I mean, how do you go home to your family after this? Come on. Respect this guy.